Facebook has given us some epic tools to help us understand our marketing on Facebook better. And today we're going to look at one of those tools, Facebook Page Insights. Do you ever log into your Facebook Page Insights and wonder, what are you even supposed to be looking at? There's all these tabs and graphs and charts and all these bits and pieces that seem to tell you different things. It's enough to make you want to run away. And that's why in this video, I wanted to show you what you should look at. But first, if you would like a digital marketing lesson just like this one in 10 minutes or less per week, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell. That way you'll get a notification each time I upload a new lesson. Insights or analytics of any kind can be confusing and a total head wreck. That's why I recommend that before you look at them, you focus on some key questions. Firstly, who is your audience on your social network? And does that match your ideal customer? Secondly, what content are you creating that is working for that audience? And thirdly, is your social media driving sales and driving leads? You may have a few other questions that you want to add to that, and that is fine. The important thing is that you know what questions you have before you start, so you can go and find the data that will tell you the answer. So let's go looking for the answers to those 3 questions in Facebook Page Insights. Let's start with the first question. Who are our audience on Facebook? Does that match our target market? Scroll down until you see people and click there. And this is broken into 4 sections. So your fans are people who like your page, and that's a hangover from the old days where a Facebook like used to be called a Facebook fan. And then you've got your followers, and this is actually more relevant because these are people who have chosen to follow updates from you. People can actually like your page and unfollow all your posts, but still remain people who like your page. And then you've got the people you've reached with your content and the people who've engaged with your content. And for each of these, you'll see a similar graph. Firstly, men or women, their age group, and then you'll see a little bit more. So the country that they're from, the city that they live in, the language that they use. And just check this. Does this fit your customer profile? Where do they live? What age group are your customer? What gender are your customer? And do this for each section. Now let's find out what content is working for us. Click into posts, and there's a few things I want to show you here. Firstly, post types. And if you're posting a good balance of content, some videos, some images, some links, some status updates, this will give you an idea of which one of those are working best. And as you can see here, for me, video outperforms everything, followed by photos, followed by link, which is interesting because a lot of people will tell you that people don't engage or see links on Facebook. And it's actually doing better for me than status updates, which in the past have performed really well. And if you scroll down from here, you'll see information about all the posts that you have put organically on Facebook. And it shows you by default the reach that each post got and the engagement that each post got. It even breaks it down. So down here, you can see that this reached 1,500 people, but it breaks it down by organic, which is the dark orange line, and paid, which is the light orange line. It also breaks down your engagement by post clicks, reactions, comments, and shares. But there's even more information we can see here. So firstly, where it says reach organic paid at the top, if I click that drop down menu, I like to see the reach between fans and non-fans. If you want to keep growing your audience, you need to have a good amount of new people discovering you. The other thing that I like to look at is the engagement rate, which I can see here if I go down from this menu and choose engagement rate. This is the percentage of people who saw my post who actually engaged with my posts. And this is a far better measure of post success on Facebook than reach alone, or even likes, comments and shares. Because even if you reached only a small amount of people, You may find that a large percentage of those people engaged with the post, meaning it was a good post, it just didn't work for the algorithm. So here we can see on this screen, the highest engagement rate I got was 13%, which means 13% of the 273 people who saw this post engaged with it in some way. And because that's a video post, it's not just taking into account likes, comments, shares, and post clicks, it's also taking into account video views. I recommend scrolling through this and finding those posts that have done the best. So here's another video post that got high engagement, and this one is a link post that got high engagement. So 6% of the 244 people I reached engaged with it. To find out a little bit more about these top performing posts, you can just click on them, and that will show you all the information you need to make a judgment about why this post may have been popular. And if you look at the last 3 or 4 posts with the highest engagement rate, what do they have in common? That could tell you a lot more about the type of content you need to create for your Facebook audience in the future. And now we're on to question 3. Is your Facebook page driving sales and leads? And there's a couple of places you can find this. The first place that I go and look for this is in your content, in your posts. So we're still in the post tab here. If you scroll down, look for any posts that you created that were designed to get people to sign up to your email list, to visit your website, to visit sales pages on your website. So we know we had one earlier that got a 6% engagement rate, this one. And this wasn't just the link to my website. This was driving people to sign up for my Maximum Impact Marketing Challenge, which is a lead magnet, which is designed to get people onto my email list and tell people a little bit more about what I do. So I'm going to classify this as a lead post. And as we saw earlier, if I click onto it, I can see that I got 6 link clicks. And if I used UTM tracking Google Analytics goals, I'd be able to see how many of those people converted into leads. And if you want to know more about how to set that up, I will leave a link in the description to a video that talks about that. The other thing to do is to look at actions on page. Here you can see how many people clicked to get directions, how many people clicked the website link on your Facebook page, how many people clicked that call to action button that sits just underneath your header picture, and how many people clicked your phone number. Now you can see I don't have a whole lot of engagement in these sections on my Facebook page. And if you do have a lot of people clicking those buttons, you'll see breakdowns below by all the people, by age or gender, by country, by city, by device. If you have a Facebook shop attached to your Facebook page, you can see even more information underneath orders. This will tell you how much money you've made over time from your Facebook shop and the number of orders that you got. And you can change the period of time from 7 days, which is the default, to today, yesterday, or even 28 days. Now you know what you're looking for, and you probably had a look at your own Facebook page insights. There's 2 things you need to do. Number 1, you need to keep a record of those somewhere. I recommend an Excel spreadsheet because you can measure over time the effectiveness of what you're doing. I'd also recommend that you set a particular time each week for looking at your analytics so that you can manage your performance over time. In the next video, we're going to be looking at Facebook Audience Insights, which I think is an amazing tool that will help you understand a lot more, not just about your audience, but the audience you want to reach in future.